Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic and welcome back to the channel. And today for you guys is another Star Wars The Skywalker Saga video. Today we're tackling Episode 8, Star Wars The Last Jedi. Now this is, as you can try not to make that fall, probably as you can tell, my favorite Star Wars film and my favorite film of all time. Yes, I also think this is the best movie I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of movies. So, we only have one more until LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga releases with, of course, The Rise of Skywalker, but I'm just going to get this out of the way. As I just said, The Last Jedi is my favorite one and my favorite film of all time. Obviously, I'm going to give this film an A+. Now, one nitpick, yes, everyone's going to say, oh, Franchise, what about the Praetorian Guard fight where that one guard's blade disappears when he's fighting Rey? Well, look, it's a nitpick, just like Obi-Wan Kenobi's wig, just like Luke missing a kick, just like all that stuff. If you think that ruins the film, you're not watching movies correctly. Is it technically a negative? Yes, it is a mistake. But if you let that ruin things, like, it doesn't ruin anything. I see it, alright, whatever. Choreography, you know, The Dark Knight Rises has it. Blade 2 has it. You know, so many movies have choreography mistakes. If you're really looking for a mistake, you're going to find it. And again, if you're not looking for it, it doesn't exist. You know, I never noticed that until some reject on the internet was like, yeah, Blade disappears, this movie sucks! You know, and then I saw it and I was like, oh, okay, well, yeah, whatever, you know, so technically it's a nitpick. It's not really a negative, it is a nitpick negative, but, you know, I had to get that out of the way because, you know, I had to say it. But other than that, this movie is flawless. And I know I said that with The Force Awakens, but this is, like, when I picture art in terms of film, I picture a lot of films. But this one is on top. This is like Oxygen and then The Last Jedi, you know, it's like that much, you know. So, obviously, like I said, The Last Jedi gets an A+, but why? You know, why do I love this film? And I can talk for literally 10, 20, 30 videos on this film. But for the sake of a, you know, normal review, I'm going to keep it a little bit minimalized, but still. Stuff that I love about The Last Jedi. I love the way it's shot. Every single shot looks like a painting. I love the acting. I love the writing. It is by far the best in any Star Wars film. In any film I've ever seen, period, actually. The music is fantastic. The action scenes are the best action scenes I've seen in a film. You know, yes, it's not as, you know, intense as, like, I don't know, The Rise of Skywalker, you know, as insanely weird as, like, a Kingsman film or, you know, MCU, something like that, but just the way every single action scene is shot is fantastic. All the new characters, Rose Tico, DJ, Holdo, everyone is fantastic in their roles. Every character is written to perfection. Again, this is where we really start to see Poe. I guess I'll just start with Poe Dameron. This is where you start to see Poe. You know, because in The Force Awakens, he's just like, oh, I'm the cool hotshot pilot dude. You know, that's who he is. And in this film, he's still that. But, you know, Poe literally wants, like, when Leia gets kind of, you know, knocked out. I almost said knocked up, not that. Knocked out. You know, and she's essentially recovering. You know, the one, DeLacy, I think, DeAcy, the girl with the long nose. She's like, all right, well, I think we all know, you know, there's going to be a new leader, and you see Poe. It's like the SpongeBob movie, you know, the first one where SpongeBob's like, it's me, you know, that scene where you see, you know, Poe. He's like, you know, he's like, yeah, you know, this is me. I'm gonna be the new effing guy, and they're like, Captain Holdo. He's like, oh. That's not me. So, Poe always wanted to seem like a hero. That's the whole freaking point, you know? He's like, I'm the cool dude. I'm the guy that's going to save lives. And in fact, that's the main reason why he's so wrong in this film. And one of the key reasons and the key themes of this film is failure and overcoming that failure. But one of those things, you know, Poe mentions is, you know, literally, oh, this is a dreadnought. You know, these things are fleet killers. Let's just freaking blow the thing up. And he does technically win, right? He does destroy the dreadnought, but again, Leia said, at what cost? Yes, he did the mission, but the more smart thing to do would be to, of course, back away, right? Learn to run away from a fight. You don't need to jump in the cockpit, your X-Wing, and blow something up all the time, because look what happened. A bunch of people just died. Rose's sister, Paige, died for frickin' nothing. Everyone in that battle scene died for nothing because of Poe Dameron. And that is one of the reasons why in the end of the film, when they're on Crate, and he says, it's a suicide run, go back, right? He learns his lesson. He learns to literally not just jump in the X-Wing and, okay, battle, let's go! You know, he's starting to think more strategically, more like an actual leader. And when he says, we gotta bug off and go back, that is literally the key to Leia, you know, when she says, what are you looking at me for? Follow him. You know, Leia is, again, telling the audience and also just knowing, yeah, I can trust this guy, I can trust Poe. And of course, in The Rise of Skywalker, he becomes a general with Finn. So I think it's really cool. So Poe is He went from a cool character to a fantastic character in just the span of one freaking movie. It's insane. Going to Finn, the first word Finn says in this film is Rey, because of course this picks up immediately after The Force Awakens, and we see that in this film, right? In The Force Awakens, Finn has one goal, right? Defect from the First Order, and leave. That's it. I just gotta run because the First Order's evil and they'll slaughter us and they'll kill us. We gotta freaking go. And then, of course, in this film, Finn still has that option. But I bring this up a lot of times, but this is the film that it takes place in, so buckle up. In this film, Finn is really trying to find out what side he wants to fight for. You know, does he want to just run away and keep, you know, make sure Rey is safe, but then just run away? Or does he want to actually fight against what he was forced to serve? And we see that on, you know, again, I bring this up all the time, but the devil and the angel, right? DJ, don't join. DJ is literally a character meant to do a lot of things, but one of them is to help Finn get on the right track, right? DJ's the devil saying, don't join. It's all a machine, partner. Just you know, live free. Don't join. Just be completely neutral. And then Rose Tico says, no, you got to fight for what you believe in and stand up to tyranny and chaos and evil, right? Because Rose and Paige grew up on a mining planet where the First Order destroyed everything. So she is not a soldier, she's just a technician, but she does have the brains and I guess the female balls to say, look, you know, my planet was destroyed, my friggin' sister just died, I'm going to fight the First Order with every breath I have. And then you have DJ who says, oh, look, well, you know, just do whatever you want. You know, it doesn't matter because the First Order might destroy you guys one day, the Resistance might destroy the First Order another. It's all a machine, it doesn't matter, it's just a pointless war. And then, of course, we see Finn fight Captain Phasma, and of course, a really badass and awesome action scene, but the culmination of that fight is literally Finn hitting Phasma, and Phasma says, you were always scum. And Finn replies, rebel scum. And that right there is the signal to not only the audience, but also Finn as a character that he has chosen his side. Finn has chosen to side with Rose Tico. He's chosen to fight for what's right. He's chosen to fight with the Resistance against the First Order, the people that he was forced to serve. And it's a great character moment. And then, of course, in The Rise of Skywalker, he literally finds a bunch of ex-stormtroopers and leads them into battle on Exegol. So that's the culmination of his character arc. And, again, a character that's perfect in this film. Rey, we see a lot of awesome stuff about Rey. Again, she is not a Mary Sue because she's quite clearly scared about everything in this film. She gets nervous around Luke. She clearly makes a mistake. Oh, Ben and I touched hands, so clearly he's good, right? And I'll get to that in a minute. But Rey, she goes to Ahch-To, seeing Luke. Perfect. Luke's gonna help, right? Why wouldn't he? And then he doesn't help. She's like, what the fudge, you know what I mean? She sees a father figure in Han. He's dead. She sees kind of a mentor-ish father figure in Luke. That's not really working. So let's go with Ben Solo. Let's go with Kylo Ren. And she's starting to see that, yes, the dyad is taking place, but also Kylo and Rey, they're starting to kind of, not only have this force bond, but also bond, not only romantically, but also, as kind of, not friends, but, Rey can kind of understand where Kylo is coming from in certain aspects, and so can Kylo. And there's, some really great scenes in there where they touch hands and the Force dyad in full force, where they're kind of, it looks really stupid when I'm doing it, but, when they do that, it's pretty effing cool. And of course, Rey, one of her big mistakes is, literally, as Kylo points out, she wants to belong, right? That's her whole thing. She knows she's part of something special. And then when Kylo drops a bomb, you're nothing. And by the way, this is not a retcon, because in the canon book Skywalker Family of War, which I own and read, Kylo Ren in canon lies to Rey to take full advantage of her emotional state, because she's pretty clearly emotionally effed up at this point. And literally after Kylo Ren murders Snoke, and has one of the in my opinion, the best fight scene in cinema, you do get, the revelation that, Rey's parents are nobodies, which technically is true, and I get it, he's not going to say, oh, you're a Palpatine. But, again, Kylo Ren is the bad guy. You're not supposed to trust the bad guy in a movie, the audience. So when Kylo Ren says, let the past die, kill it if you have to, that's not the theme of the film. The message of this film isn't, oh, well, nothing else matters, just F it and start over and kill everything else. No, that's not the point, So when Kylo says, Rey, you're nothing, but not to me, that is telling the audience, you can quite clearly see through Adam Driver's perfect acting that, he clearly wants Rey to be with him, both romantically and on the same side, and one of the ways he wants to do that is by manipulating her through her emotional state by saying, yeah, you're nobody, you're nothing, but you're not nothing to me. Join me. And I think that's a really great scene. And then we do find out, of course, people go, oh, well, how do you know? Well, in the first scene of The Rise of Skywalker, Kylo Ren asks Palpatine, who is she? So quite clearly, Kylo Ren has no effing idea that she's a Palpatine. All he knows is when they touched hands is that he saw that their parents are essentially just random people. They're just like, they look probably like nobodies, and they are nobodies. And technically that is true. I'll get to that in The Rise of Skywalker. But it's a great scene. A lot of people, freaked out online. Oh my god, they retcon! It's not really a retcon. Maybe you can see it as that, through like a director, behind the scenes thing, but in canon, you can't say, oh, it's a retcon, whatever, In canon, he lied to her, and I think that's the perfect way to do that, because it makes sense within the context and his character. And then, Rey also jacks up by saying, hey, well, I'm going to go to Kylo Ren and help him out. And then we do see, technically, Rey, again, one of Rey's biggest mistakes is that she's naive, right? She's in denial about her parents. She thinks they're alive, they're dead. And Maz Kanata points it out. She thinks that she's someone special. They're just a bunch of nobodies, which technically is true. And then we also get the scene that, Rey, after they're fighting, the first thing Rey says is, call off the fleet. We can still save the Resistance. But Kylo Ren killing Snoke wasn't him killing Snoke to turn good. He was killing Snoke to gain power and become the supreme leader. He has a plan too. And Rey, upon knowing that, is, even more disconnected from him at the end of the film. And really, Kylo Ren is left with nothing at the end of this film. Hux is a punching bag, as he always was. He's really funny in this, and there is a really cool moment where Hux, of course, in the last film, Rise of Skywalker, he's a spy, and people are like, well, that came out of nowhere. No, it didn't, because in this film, in The Force Awakens, you can clearly see there's a rivalry. And in this film, he literally wants to shoot him with a blaster. He's about to take out his blaster pistol and shoot him, and then he pulls his coat over. So he's quite clearly jealous, and he also wants power. So he's great. Captain Phasma's awesome. Again, not as a lot of screen time, but she is in it, and she's really cool. Like I said, DJ Rose awesome. Luke Skywalker, again, talking in objectives. Objectively, Luke Skywalker is in character, 100%. I already mentioned that in A New Hope, he is very naive and kind of dumb. Empire, he gives up too easily, and he quite clearly sees, oh, my friends are in trouble. I gotta go, bye! And he makes a mistake. Return of the Jedi, he gets aggravated a lot and mad. He almost kills his friggin' father and chops his hand off. And in this film, what happens? Well, let's just cover the basics. He senses the evil in Ben Solo. He doesn't see Ben Solo anymore. He sees Kylo Ren. He sees a freaking mass murderer. He sees the next Vader. And for the briefest split second of pure instincts, he doesn't try to kill him, right? He doesn't go like, he doesn't do anything weird. He just ignites the lightsaber and then looks at it and instantly it's a 1 second thing. He instantly regrets it. And that's not out of character at all. People say, oh, Luke wouldn't try to kill his nephew. No, he wouldn't. And he didn't. That was a fake story. The real thing that happened is he thought about it for 1 second and then instantly regretted it, and he was left with shame. He instantly regretted what he did, and he felt shame in doing it. He wasn't like, well, I'm gonna kill this guy, fuck it. He was like, oh, shoot, I shouldn't have done that, screw it, man, darn it, and then it all went to poop, literally, when Kylo Ren, pulls the hut down on him. But to say that he's in character, again, it's just wrong. It's literally wrong. I mean, people that say that don't understand storytelling, Luke Skywalker as a character, or really Star Wars, or just humans in general. And I always say this, Luke is not a movie character, he's a person in a film. He's not treated like a classic movie character. He's given a different sort of trait in this franchise. And like I said, I think the best thing about this film is that it calls back perfectly to Empire. Luke, what does he do? Luke senses his friends are in danger, much like he did with Ben, right? Senses the evil. He instantly takes out his lightsaber and regrets it. In the Empire, he instantly sees his friends are in trouble, and he immediately, again, he acts on instinct before his body reacts, before his brain reacts. And that's just a human feature. And again, just because you won the day in Return of the Jedi, and Luke even mentions it, I became a legend. The galaxy saw me as a legend, Luke Skywalker. And I just couldn't live up to it, you know what I mean? And now at the end of this film, Luke literally says in the beginning, what did you think was going to happen? Do you think I was going to walk out and face the whole First Order with nothing but a laser sword? And what does he do at the end of this film? He walks out against the First Order with a freaking laser sword, and he wins. And Luke Skywalker, at the end of this film, on Crate, is the best version, the best depiction of a Jedi ever in canon, ever. Because what does he do? The Jedi, they use the knowledge of the Force, or they use the Force for knowledge and defense, never attack. Luke in that scene never even clashed lightsabers. He never swung. He simply did it for defense. He used the Force to defend the Resistance. He used the Force for knowledge so that he could teach Ben and Kylo Ren, when you get mad and you fight me, all you're fighting is a ghost. You're fighting something that isn't even there. Showing Kylo that you're essentially fighting nothing. And you gain nothing. You lose everything from this fight. So Luke literally taught people something, and he also defended people, and he also, at the end of this film, when you see Tamir Blag, the broom kid, and the kid's telling the story, you literally see that some time has passed, and that Luke Skywalker is now revered as the legend that everyone thought he was, and now he's a legend in his own right. So now people are going, oh, well, did you hear the story of the Jedi Master Luke Skywalker who fought the whole First Order and died? Well, I mean, died protecting them, but, to the people, Luke fought the First Order and won without even taking a single hit. That's freaking awesome. And, the story of Luke is not over. Of course, we're going to see it in the next film, but this is the moment where, this is the film where Luke became my favorite character in fiction, period, because of this film. I loved him in the originals, but in this film, it's just, again, nothing's out of character, nothing's wrong, nothing's weird. Everything he does in this film is perfectly in character, and it's just a fantastic thing. Again, I love the fact that DJ, essentially telling the audience that when you choose no sides, you choose the bad guys. Rose is just a good person. Rey makes tons of mistakes. Kylo Ren makes tons of mistakes. Snoke makes a freaking mistake. Yoda, Luke makes a mistake, and Yoda, of course, says the greatest teacher failure is. Poe makes a mistake. Leia makes a mistake. Everyone in this movie makes a mistake at some point. Even Holdo, right? But they all learn from it. And I think, I also love the fact that the only reason the Holdo maneuver even freaking worked is because Hux was too stupid and went, oh, well, she's just distracting us. Focus on that. And then, it was too late, of course. And again, that does not break canon. That scene. Hyperspace ramming does not break character. Oh, why don't they do it all the time? How come they don't do that every movie? Well, one, they didn't think of it at that time. And two, in the canon, well, think about it. Holdo, first of all, there needs to be one person to sacrifice themselves willingly. So you're going to effing die if you do it. And you destroy a ship. And you destroy a butt ton of other things, right? When the Raddus went right through the supremacy or whatever, it didn't just split Snoke's ship, it split every other effing ship, and tons of debris went everywhere. It's literally, that move is a last resort. That is the thing you do if you were at complete ground zero, and that's what the Resistance was at. There's like 15, 20 people at the end of this film that are against the entire First Order. And, hope did prevail. And, we do see Leia. Another great scene, Leia using the Force. Again, she's not flying. I know all the haters and the fake fans, oh, it's so stupid, Leia flies, Mary Poppins. It is kind of funny, and it is a meme. But in the actual movie, it's perfect. First of all, that has happened before. We've seen it in Rebels. Kanan Jarrus, a.k.a. Kanan Jarrus. He did it in Rebels. Literally the same freaking thing. He literally started turning kind of crusty and cringly. It sounds weird. And then he just kind of used the Force to force pull himself, not fly like Superman. I get it. I can see how some people thought that one shot was a little wonky. But again, it's CGI. Carrie Fisher's like really effing old. So what are you going to do? What do you do? But it does look fine to me. I don't have a single problem with it. And the fact that we actually got to see Leia use the Force, other than just Luke, or other than, oh, I sense something, is pretty effing cool. That shows that she's a Skywalker and that she's powerful as heck, to even do that, to even survive in space for that long. And she was, of course, unconscious. She wasn't completely unscathed, but she did survive. And that was essentially Leia just saying, I'm not done in the fight. Let's effing, we're going to keep pushing, let's go. Let's do this. And it's a great moment for sure. Everything in this film works. I think there is not a single second of this film that does not work for me. Yoda coming back from the dead, showing Luke that Luke says it's time for the Jedi Order to end, and Yoda says, yeah, it is time for you to look past a pile of old books. It's time for you to. Kylo's message is let the past die, kill it if you have to, right? Aggressively murder the past so that you can become stronger for yourself in the future. And Yoda, aka the correct message of this film, one of the correct messages, another message on failure and all that stuff, but Yoda essentially tells Luke, you didn't pass on what I told you to do. You don't just pass on your strengths, you pass on your weaknesses. Masters aren't perfect. You know, and Yoda acknowledging the faults of the prequel era of the Jedi, and just saying, yeah, you know, Luke's like, I'm gonna burn the tree down, and he's hesitant. But then Yoda just goes, screw it, blows the whole effing thing up. You know, that is Yoda essentially telling Luke, yeah, we don't need this. You know, Rey knows everything in those books. Not because she's a Mary Sue. Everyone who has the Force knows that. You just have to tap into it. And, you know, Yoda destroying the tree, again, and telling Luke, that was the past. Let's build for the future. Not violently. Let's not kill everyone. Let's just, you know, acknowledge our faults and rise up from our failures and actually become something greater from that. And it sounds cheesy as hell, but that's exactly the message of this film, and that's why it works so much. You know, there's so many awesome themes and messages. And the fact that when Luke is talking to Kylo, says the rebellion is reborn today, and it shows Poe. The war is just beginning, shows Finn, and I will not be the last Jedi, shows Rey. It bookends every single character arc, and that's one of the reasons why this is my favorite movie of all time. I've never seen a movie do that, where, you know, there's so many different plot points and messages, but it all makes sense and it all ties together in one scene. One sentence of this freaking film ties together Poe, Finn, and Rey, along with everyone else in this film, as well as dealing with Kylo Ren and, you know, Luke and everything else. It's just, I don't know, man. I could talk for a freaking year about this film, for sure. I will never, ever understand people that hate this film. You don't have to love it. You know, I mean, I'm not saying this has to be your favorite film, but people that say, you know, oh, Rey swam for 5 seconds, and she's a Mary Sue. No, if you actually pay attention, she's kind of doing this. You know, she's not really swimming. If she was swimming like a freaking pro, like in the athletics or all that shit, that would look kind of weird. But again, if you look at it, she's literally struggling to keep up for a second. Rey's a Mary Sue. No. Luke's out of character. No. You know what I mean? You don't have to, you know, maybe you don't like the throne room fight. That's fine. Whatever. You know. But if you're going to be like, oh, the blade disappears, it sucks, that's not really valid. But if you're like, I like the Revenge of the Sith battle better, or I like, you know, the Rise of Skywalker Kef beer fight better, you know, that's all subjective. But, you know, there are some things, again, I hate being that guy, but there are so many idiots online who just don't understand filmmaking and Star Wars, and, you know, just have a brain that functions, and it's really quite sad. And it's sad that people give hate so many freaking views, because I'm not going to get a billion views on other people saying Last Jedi sucks, Rey's a Mary Sue, Luke's out of character, because all of that is, you know, wrong, and people are just, you know, they're sheep. They see it and they go, Luke was out of character? Well, fudge, I guess he was. You know, well, if you think about it and you really apply logic and movie making skills and just, you know, a brain that functions, you know, you would know that that is not true. So there was just so much, you know, maybe you wanted to see Luke actually be there. Again, he couldn't, because he couldn't get the ship working. The only reason Rey got the ship working is because she hangs out with Rose, and she was able to fix it with some spare parts, just barely. But, you know, I get it. People wanted to see some Force Unleashed nonsense where Luke is just deflecting all the things, and he's super speeding, and he's killing everyone. That's not the point of that scene. If you wanted to see Luke fight Kylo Ren and, like, aggressively, like, fight him or kill anyone in the First Order, then that would be out of character, because Luke learns his lesson. This is Luke at his best. He's centered, he has calm, he has peace, he has purpose. And this is exactly what he's talking about, you know. He didn't kill anyone, he didn't freaking fight anyone. He literally used the Force for knowledge and defense, as I said before. And that's why it's so perfect. You know, Luke in The Mandalorian, killing all the Dark Troopers, that makes sense for the character at that time. You know what I mean? If he did that now and just butchered everyone, that would be out of character. So I get it. You know, fans wanted to see something spectacular and action-packed, but that didn't suit the scene or the character of that moment, of Luke. It didn't suit Luke. Maybe, you know, if Rey was there, I can maybe see that, because Rey's technically not a Jedi yet. She's still learning. So Rey killing some people I can understand, but Luke just murdering everyone and, like, you know, wanting to kill Kylo, that would not have worked. That would have been out of character. You know, not Luke not hurting anyone. You know what I mean? Because again, the whole point is Luke effed up by wanting to kill someone for 1 second and then instantly regretting it. So how does he atone for that? He doesn't fight anyone. He does the most badass thing in the world and saves the Republic and saves the Rebellion and the Resistance by being a pacifist, which is the ultimate goal of a Jedi. As Yoda says, Jedi aren't, you know, they're not Anakin Skywalker, right? They're not, or Obi-Wan Kenobi or Mace Windu. They're not there to look out and, you know, become soldiers and, seeking out adventure and violence and battles. A Jedi uses this lightsaber. I don't have it in my hand, but imagine I have a lightsaber. A Jedi uses a lightsaber not to murder people. It's just a defense weapon. It's like a gun in your house, It's the same exact thing. And, seeing Luke do that is just, like I said, it's the best thing we've ever seen of a Jedi. And the fact that he, his death scene is the best death scene, I think, in all of cinema. He didn't get killed in battle. Kylo Ren didn't decapitate him or stab him through the stomach. Something stupid. He died on his own terms, peacefully, and with purpose. And I think that is the best way that you could have ended that character. Now, he's not done. He's in the next film. But those are just some of the reasons why I think The Last Jedi is the best movie ever made. Again, you don't have to think it is, but try to keep the comments, respectful if you're hateful. Oh, Rose Tico, she's horrible because she's Chinese, or, all that shit. Remember when that happened? Kelly Marie Tran almost like, I think she actually went off. It's like Jar Jar Binks. Ahmed Best almost killed himself. Jake Lloyd's in frickin' prison, and then you get Kelly Marie Tran. Yes, Jar Jar, I can see the people not I like Jar Jar. I think Anakin Jake Lloyd, he did a pretty good job in Episode 1. Is he the best child actor in the world? No, but he did alright. Kelly Marie Tran is a fantastic actress, and she was really good in this as well. And again, she didn't deserve all that hate, but still. This is the best movie I've ever seen in my entire life, and I stand by that. Everything in this movie works. Everything in this movie is perfect, and it makes sense. Think about it. And, I just can't wait to finish off the Skywalker saga with The Rise of Skywalker. My second favorite, it would go Last Jedi, Rise, and then Force Awakens. But, I definitely have one. I know for a fact one scene in The Rise of Skywalker I don't like. But other than that, I think, you're going to... I'm probably going to give it an A+. But still, stick around for that review. I want to talk about some really fun and cool things. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I probably missed a few things because, again, I could talk about this movie for a friggin' eon. But I do think, again, Last Jedi is the pinnacle of cinema, in my opinion. And I cannot wait to see what Rian Johnson does next with Star Wars. Hopefully that trilogy is still happening. But again, I can't freaking wait to play this movie in the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga game. Again, man, Tuesday. I'm filming this on Sunday night. And Tuesday, man, I have school in the morning, but God, it's going to suck, you know what I mean? Because I'm going to be sitting in my class and be like, God, you know what I mean? Why can't I be playing this game? It's going to be the longest 2 days of my entire life. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this review / discussion about The Last Jedi. Hope you guys enjoyed, everything about that I had to say. Hopefully, if you didn't like a certain aspect, I was able to make you like it. Not, make you, but hopefully, hopefully you would see something a little better than just, that Disney movie that everyone hates, you know what I mean? Because it's really not. It's the sequel trilogy, it's canon, and it's worth your time. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed. Cannot wait for Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. We're almost at this game, guys. We're almost at the end, and I cannot wait. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.